Quoi de plus naturel que d'aller aux toilettes? C'est d'autant plus facile quand on est chez soi, au travail ou encore en ville, mais comment ça se passe quand on est en pleine forêt?
So now what we're going to talk about now is the next thing on my list, and that is finding a spot where we're going to use as an outdoor toilet. And a few things I carry with me, and you can of course make this yourself. You can get out there, get your knife out, your axe out, and build yourself a little small trowel or something like that. But I've got a trowel I bring with me, and of course toilet paper. Now, what I do is there are lots of ways you can do this. Actually, you can actually depending on, either leave no trace or whatever, or the area you're in, this kind of stuff. And a lot of people make this mistakes is they build these little, they have these little minefields. They just go wherever they go to, they quickly walk out from their tent and they do their business like that, especially urinating at night when you're cold. What I suggest you do is you find a designated spot, you mark it. If it's, what you want to do is find a spot you can sort of hide. If you got a group of people, if you're by yourself, it's not a big deal. But you want to dig yourself a small hole. Now you can also, if you have a big group of people, dig yourself a bigger hole. You want to go down at least, I would say, this deep, okay, into the ground. All right, and this is about a good almost 12 inches right here. And the reason why that is because you want to get down into the below the surface, and you want to get down where all the stuff in the soil is going to quickly eat up all that poo. And another thing you can do is if you're a group of people, you can have your trowel on a tree with the toilet paper, and then if that trowel and that toilet paper is now on that designated spot, then someone's using it. So you gotta be aware of that, so you don't walk up on somebody while they're already on the toilet, doing their due. But if you can, and if you're by yourself like I am out here, then you just basically, you have it in a good spot and you go out there where it's at. I don't like leaving it where it's at because, there's animals at night, this kind of stuff. But you want to go out there and you want to dig your hole, your cat hole, we call it, in one designated spot, do your business there, cover it up a little bit, and then that way the next time you go out there you don't have a bunch of flies and this kind of stuff. Now right now it's cold weather, so you have a lot less flies, but they're still going to be around. Another thing is people, I've heard methods for, like, for example, toilet paper. Toilet paper, if you bring toilet paper with you, if it's biodegradable, then you can stick it inside the hole with the poo, and then it'll be taken up by nature. And if you don't, then you can also possibly burn it. Some people do burn it. They bring some matches with them. They burn, or a cigarette lighter, and they burn the poo. Not the poo, but the toilet paper. Another thing you can do also is just get yourself a baggie. I don't suggest you get yourself a baggie that has is completely transparent. Get yourself something, and you just stick your toilet paper in there so you can bring it back out with you. I don't suggest you burn anything in the fire, because that is like the nastiest thing, because that's going to eliminate a lot of smoke, a lot of these toxins from what you were doing, and then that's going to be nasty. Also, I mean, there's stories of people, they do something like they bring it back with them, or they step in it by accident, they bring it back, and then they bring poo all the way back to them. Be very careful what you're doing when you're out there, and if you're a group of people, you definitely got to be extra careful. Now, another thing is for ladies, okay? If you're a lady and you're out in the wilderness, and of course, if it's that time of the month, you're not going to want to leave that in the cat hole. You're going to want to bury up what your business, and then make sure you have maybe a brown paper bag, a small one. You can put all your stuff inside of that, and then put that inside of a plastic bag. You can even double bag if you want to, and then put that inside your a special pocket in your backpack or something like that, so you can take it back out with you. Don't be afraid. And people, look, we're adults. Don't be completely shy. Everybody does this. Everybody does this, and it's, it's a natural thing to do. It's just, of course, you don't want someone watching you while you do it. And I don't suggest you put it inside of the camp where everybody can sit there and watch you do it. But and I'll tell you a quick story. I'm not going to say his name, but I had an NCO when I was in the Army. We'd be in a patrol base like that out in the field, and he used to love going like, I would say a good 10, 15 meters right in front of my position, digging his cat hole, squatting down and do it right in front of me and looking at me while he's doing it. It used to drive me crazy every time he did that. But don't go to that extent while you're out camping. Give a little bit of privacy, but don't be too, understand. People have their needs. They have, they have their fears out here, and there you go. Now it could attract some animals, but it's highly unlikely to attract too many animals. Animals know what poo is, and also you want to bear it up enough so that your dog doesn't keep your animals away from you. You bring your dog with you. First thing he's going to do is go out there and dig it up. So you want to keep him away from it also. But like I said, a good 30 meters away from your camp, at least from your, and a good 200 meters away from 60 meters away from water source, because you don't want that water that poo can leach into the soil and then leach into your water source, and next thing you know, you might not be drinking it, but whoever's downstream from you could be drinking it. So just be aware of that, and like I said, just be friendly with those around you, and don't lay minefields all over the place. A designated spot for your toilet issues. Okay. Now I've come out over 30 meters away from my camp spot, and I'm a good also 60 meters from water. And what I've done is I found a good little hidden area right here. It's got some scrub around it, some low spruce trees, so a little bit hidden. But I'm out here by myself, so it's not a big deal. So what I've done is I dug a cat hole, and it's basically the depth of my trowel. And as you do, there are different ways of doing this, okay? You can squat, you gotta be careful with your pants and kind of stuff. I tend to really, there are different methods for doing this so you don't get it all over you, So you can hold on to the tree and squat over it. You can just squat over it. It's a very natural thing for us to squat. You just gotta get back and used to it, If you're a lot of times ladies, they tend not to want to come out by themselves. So if you're a group, you have of course you have a bigger trench right here, and I would dig it this way, and then you do your business. And as you do it, you put your tissue in it, and then you get some soil and you sprinkle over it, okay, until it's completely covered. All right, and then you go back, and you come back next time, you sprinkle a little bit more soil over it, and you do this until basically, and you're not going to go to the toilet that many times while you're out. Usually we're not going to the toilet 5 or 6 times. If you're in a spot just for the night or even a couple of days, you'll probably come out maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe max. Some people tend to not, and it's not good for you not to. You need to defecate. You need to urinate while you're in the woods. If you don't do this, you can get sick, and this is not good either. So you need to sort of to express your bowels, So, and little by little, you cover it up, okay? And you put your toilet paper in there and you cover it up. That's why it's good to bring out with. And if you bring wet wipes with you, put the wet wipes in a plastic bag and bring them back with you, because that's not going to deteriorate anytime soon. So you want to deteriorate with the soil, and as you little by little, you cover it up until all the soil is back in spot where it was at. And for example, if you're leaving the camp, what I do is I go around, I check, make sure there's no garbage around campus, kind of like that. Everything's picked up, that we haven't left anything behind, and always come out to where this site is at, and I make sure that it's covered up, okay? And then what you can do, you can put some leaves and stuff over it like this right here to sort of hide it a little bit, and there you go. Your spot is taken care of, because you definitely want to take care of this, because yeah, animals can't get in, they could dig it up, but you want to get it at least a foot down so that the natural enzymes and biological stuff in the soil is going to eat away the poo. Okay, so there we go.
Merci à tous d'être passés sur la chaîne. N'oubliez pas de laisser un commentaire, de liker, de vous abonner et de partager. Et nous on se voit dans la prochaine vidéo. À plus.